Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division 2 video today by me, Vulcan. Going to be joined once again by Attack Power.
Good morning, good evening, and good day. Another exciting game to watch here.
Yeah, in this video we have for you Game 4 of a best of 5 between Gonzo and Onord in the grand final of Season 7 of the Steel Division 2 League. Today they are playing on Slutsk East, and on our left in the red team, playing on the Soviet side, we have Gonzo using the 84th Guards Rifles and the Juggernaut deployment type. And on our right, in the blue team, playing on the Axis side, we have Onord using the 21st Panzer and the balanced deployment type. What do you have to say about this, Attack Man?
Yeah, Gonzo named this file, he called it 10v10. I can see why. Neither of these divisions are very commonly seen in 1v1. 21st being a King Tiger division, and the 84th basically being an IS-2 division, and neither of those units are very common. So this, I now understand why Gonzo called it a 10v10. If we thought game 1 was a lot of heavy armor play, this is going to be a lesson in how to use heavy armor. So watch carefully, I'm assuming, as these two players duel it out with the heaviest tanks in the game.
Yeah, 21st Panzer. The last time we saw it, Season 5 Grand Final against Gonzo. He's going to be against it again in Game 4 of this Grand Final. And of course, Onord does need to win this game in order to stay in the final. It's currently 2-1 to Gonzo. So, yeah, Onord's got a lot of work to do and put in a lot of, I guess, faith in his King Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say either of these divisions are bad. They're just not very common these days. The 21st Panzer has a lot of interesting tools in its tool belt, that are in literally no other divisions at all. So he will definitely have some interesting. We'll see some very interesting infantry units. The 84th, again, a solid division overall. It's just it's lacking medium tanks and things like that. And currently in this meta, that's bad. That really hurts you. But in this game specifically, it shouldn't hurt him too much.
Yeah, with the open field at the bottom side here,
yeah,
there's going to be plenty of room for heavy armor engagements. But let's have a quick look at what's going down for Gonzo. On the top side, PTRS, Superiorox, 2 of the Gavardia DP and the GV Komrotti. Further down, we're going to see snipers, 2 PTRS, actually 3 snipers, 2 Superiorox, 3 Superiorox, 2 guards, and 2 T-34s. They're going to be trying to solidify the position on the top of that hill, Leon, because that's quite a contested area. And then towards the bottom side, we're going to see 3 Maxims of the PTRS and the T-34E. At the very bottom, just 1 Gavardia, which is, I guess, pretty standard, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, you can, unless you're making a weird push, yeah, this is pretty standard. You can try to get to the south. The red player can try to get to this forest in the south to capture that blue flag there. That's not uncommon, if you have some faster units. But otherwise, no, this is pretty standard. The fighting really centers around this hill in the middle, sometimes in the northern town, sometimes in these little complexes here in the middle of the map. But usually the hill, is the place to be.
All right, let's have a quick look at Onord's troops. So he's got an Aufklärer in the 222. He's got the Panzergrenz, got Panzer 4G on that top side. Looking for the engagement on the hill, he's got one of these Panzer 35Ss with the Aufklärer in the 222 again. 2 Panzergrenz with Panzerfaust and 2 Panzerschrecks. Towards the center, he's going to be having a Pak 43 at the start and an 88 coming out.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Following it up. Aufklärer in the 222 and the Flamer, and then 2 MGs for the bottom side. That is a big investment in those 2 pieces there.
Yeah, I mean, I actually do understand the 88, the 41, the Flak 41.
Yeah. They
come in on these Laffies, which are the fastest heavy transports in the game. So you actually get to deploy them really fast. You see these in Group Toulon as well. You get to deploy these really forward, really early, and these will both cover each other. The 88 should keep the air off of the 43. So, I mean, it is a big investment, but to control this big open area in the south is probably worth it.
Yeah, assuming that Gonzo didn't put too much there. I mean, the thing is, if Gonzo doesn't put too much there, right, this can become a waste. But a nice clean kill there at the start with the Pak 43 onto the Maxim. So
immediate snipe. So yeah, Now, on the other hand,
PTRS.
PTRS kills the MG42. That would be sad. Up on the hill, we're seeing the deployment. Panzerschreck, the PTRS, is trying to sneak up the hill, but Onord kind of expected that it would appear and has already deployed his infantry a little further back.
Oh, there's Panzergren there. Got to be careful.
Oh, no.
That was a cheeky snipe there.
No.
And a pretty big loss, actually, for Onord in that initial engagement.
Because Gonzo deployed a lot more stuff to this hill. Onord really actually did not deploy a ton to that hill, which was kind of surprising to me, considering how important it is to get it. Because if the opponent captures this hill and can post up AT weapons, you're gonna have a really hard time ever getting back.
Yeah, it can definitely keep you at a distance on those reinforcing roads if you get the AT gun on the edge there. And so only having now one Panzergren to deal with all the infantry that Gonzo's going to have is really scary. I feel like that was a bit of a mistake on his part, especially considering he saw the PTRS.
Yeah, and also all these Gavardia are double vet because of the Komroti there. So this is not going to go well for that single star Panzergren.
Yeah, it's getting pushed off. Alcon nearly killed the Panzerschreck squad. That would have been something. But Panzer 35 going to be coming up to help support, but that Panzerschreck in a bad spot as the Saperi and the guards move forwards. But the Focke-Wulf 190 coming in with a bombing strike, going to be stopping a couple of those squads in their tracks.
Good hit for sure. And this SPW 222, if it cannot get killed by the PTRDs, will actually chunk this infantry really well.
Yeah, those guards with the extra veterancy do fire their PTRD pretty fast, so I'm not confident that that's not going to go down. Panzer 35 will survive a bit better with that 60 front armor, but T-34 on its way, and the Panzer 35 is going to have to move out of the way of that.
He has captured this flag down south from Gonzo, so, you know, this, and I don't see Gonzo doing anything to stop it, so he'll have this ever-present extra flag down here for quite a while.
Yeah, the 13 to 11 early on, just ticking down a few of those tickets can make a big difference in the long run. And yeah, the MG42 ended up killing the PTRD down there and just solidifying that position for the time being. I think both players now just completely focused on this engagement on the top of the hill. The T-34 trying to edge forwards to get shots onto the Panzer 35, but gets hit by the Panzer 4 down below.
We have an IL-2 coming in, our first, like, committed air. Well, no, I forgot the fucking wolf came in already. So the first from Gonzo, the first air here.
Yep, the IL-2 with that bombing strike does also have the 37 mils that it can use, but that is a nice bombing strike indeed. T-34 takes out the Panzer 35 as well. So I think Gonzo here off to a good start on the hill.
Yeah, the PaK-43 actually took out the T-34 down here. Crew killed it, and so, which essentially means it's dead. So that PaK-43 is already really paying off.
Yeah, if it cleans up that kill, that's totally worth it.
And
now going to be able to engage these Maxims as well.
Yeah, he should be able to capture this little complex down here as well. When I play this map, I really like to capture this complex because it can be tricky to get back in, especially if you have some good long-range weapons to support him.
So the T-34 actually is now hidden. So the Grilla didn't finish it off, but the Grilla is now firing at the Maxims instead, so that's probably a good thing because the Flammenwerfer is just going to be able to walk up and capture that flag. 222s, though, all coming over the hill all at once with the Panzer 4. T-34 takes out one of the two twos, and now we've got this sort of dual Onord trying to find the line of sight against the T-34 as it backs up into the light cover. Nice micro from Gonzo just to keep that out of line of sight, and another 222 going down to the other T-34Es.
Yeah, and this Panzerschreck is kind of going to be there constantly threatening any sort of armor he brings up over that hill. That Panzer IV takes a hit already from the T-34. This is where the T-34 needs to be to win against the Panzer IV. I mean, they definitely dominate at this range against the Panzer IV.
Yeah, so the Maxims go down the bottom side. The T-34E gets picked off finally by the PaK-43, gets finished off there, and that flag going over in favor of Onord. So the open ground completely in favor of Onord right now. IS-2, though, does get hit by the PaK-43 on the top side. So that's already damaged now by that PaK-43.
Yeah, those early
going down to the T-34 as well.
Those early 43 calls-ins were interesting to say the least, and are really paying off. I mean, Onord has the South. Like, Gonzo will not be able to get past that 43 in any way at this point because of the Flak 41 cover and stuff, and now the Grilla too. I mean, there's no way. So he's got two flags down here pretty much locked up for the time being.
Yeah, the only way we can maybe deal with that is like some sort of artillery, but we'll have to wait and see if he has any. Focke-Wulf coming in for another bombing strike onto the Gavardia. Does even more damage there. The Panzer IV being used nicely to get rid of these sapling in that building. Just kind of using the side of the hill to get line of sight onto the building. And that's a nice little spot there, but can't really go any higher up because I think this T-34 is just going to pop it.
I am interested to see where this IS-2 is going. It's driving down the road here quite brazenly. I'm not sure where he's hoping to get it to.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. It's not really supported by much. Maybe just trying to get it into line of sight of the Panzer IV. Knows that the
Panzer IV goes
on the road, right? So
Panzer IV goes down, and this is bad news for Onord. Getting pushed off this hill completely is going to make his life in this game extremely challenging, and he's letting his fucking wolf just fly around again without retreating it.
Yeah, it's really strange. I don't know if it's just like a habit of his to leave them up, but in this case in particular, this Focke-Wulf 190G1 only has two 20 mils, so they're not even that strong. And well, Panzergren's going to go down, see the flag on the hill, the last flag on the hill, to Gonzo, and back to 12 to 12. So Gonzo quite happy to see the open, whilst Onord sees the hill.
And Gonzo here, his Air Force slowly building up. We now have two IL-2s and a Tu-2 recon plane, and as well as some AA, which is going to force this 190 that he's left up this whole time back anyway without any sort of kills.
Yeah, the Pak-43 actually managed to get a nice kill onto a T-34 up on the hill. The one that's further down is another one coming in, but the IL-2s are going for it with their bombing strikes. Will they be able to kill it? No, they won't. Nope. That's only one damage there. 50 kilogram bombs, not really going to do too much.
Nah.
88 forcing them back.
If it is possible, this 88 could get lucky with enough shots. Maybe it could hurt this IL-2, but probably not. Probably not.
Got to, land direct hits really to kill that like multiple times. So it's probably not going to happen. Ooh, IS-2 in the town. Pops the Panzer IV, one shot, nice kill. Panzergren's also going down here, as the guards are really getting the better of these Panzergrens.
Yeah, which truthfully, they really kind of shouldn't. But with the with the support and the numbers that he's bringing in, two infantry will always beat one infantry, even two junky infantry for the most part. Unless there's a massive gap in firepower.
So this is an interesting point here that I think is worth noting. Something that I started to do in single player was use IS-2s to face tank 88s, because an 88 will not penetrate you at max range.
Correct.
So this IS-2 can just sit there, plant HE into the 88, and Onord's got to try and move that out of line of sight as quickly as possible.
Now, unfortunately, if he could have kept this Panzer Grenadier alive, he could have kind of popped forward with a Panzerfaust and done quite a horrible thing to that IS-2. Now, the Pak-43 is coming out, though, and it will at some point here... Oh, there it is. It will at some point get line of sight on this IS-2. If he doesn't move it, he could lose it.
Yeah, this Focke-Wulf, I was expecting that to try and bomb the IS-2 because it had already been hit by the Pak-43, but maybe Onord didn't realize just yet.
The Pak-43 has line of sight here. Next shot should hit, I would think. Oh, wow.
Gonzo moving that out of the way just in time. Two F-22s now on the field for Gonzo, looking to start artying these Pak-43s, which have been causing him issues across the map. Panzergrens did manage to find their way back onto the hill and resecured one of the flags, but still 12 to 12. On the bottom side, Onord's got a really nice forward position now.
Yeah, and one thing to note that is important, Gonzo is playing on Juggernaut, so essentially it's more like they're playing, like Onord's kind of like the Maverick-ish player of the game, and Gonzo is more like the balance shift player of the game. Not that extreme, of course, but, Gonzo will have a 20-point advantage going into C when that time comes.
Yeah, it just means like an extra point of infantry every tick, and that can really add up if he starts bringing in loads and loads of guards. But yeah, we didn't really talk about the deployment types much. It's not often we see Juggernaut, but Juggernaut is often seen as not so much a counter, but something that you can play against balanced in certain situations, and I think that's why Gonzo's using it here.
Yeah, and I think it's important that people understand he can do that because in League you kind of have a picking process where you pick, the first player picks their division but they don't pick their income, and the second player has to pick their division and their income at the same time, and then the first player then gets to choose their income. So if your opponent picks balance, you do have the opportunity, if you really want to go really long, to choose Juggernaut to kind of, essentially counter the balance player.
Yeah, nice kill from the Gorilla onto one of these Maxims before it unloaded. Focke-Wulf almost caught up to the IL-2 there. That one really really should have gone down. There's loads of 88s on the map now.
Yeah, and Gonzo's still getting planes over them, which is kind of incredible.
I think it was because the 88 was
busy.
Both of them were purposefully targeted at the IL-2 37. So yeah, the TU2 was quite happily just flying around, but may have. Oh no, it does get out. I was just waiting for one of the 88 shots to hit the mark there.
Pack 43 is lining up on that IS-2, and he does move in time though. It's gonna get that eventually.
Yeah, he's dancing around these Pack 43s right now. There's just so much like large support weapons on the field so early on. It's like really, really strange.
Yeah, and the thing is, these F-22s really aren't good artillery pieces. They have radio, but the thing is, none of the Russian leaders have radios anyway. So they're not getting any benefit from that radio trait. So they're basically just, light artillery that has poor accuracy.
Yeah, Greenland does go down. Gonzo did purposefully bring in Vizivod in Phase A, I think. So.
Oh, yeah, there's one. Okay. He does have one now.
Radio on the top side. Actually, it might have been because we moved into Phase B. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, he does have that radio capability now onto the Pack 43 and the Flak 41. Although I think the Flak 41's just out of range now off that radio. Yeah.
So his artillery should increase in effectiveness quite significantly now with that radio.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see these Su-76s also coming in. Those can be actually a really good tool for taking out some of this sort of forward position that Onord has on the bottom side. If he can again get radio forwards, maybe through the light cover, and basically kill these Pack 43s, that could open up that bottom side for IS-2s.
Yeah, I mean, Gonzo's really starting to load up on his support weapons. You see he's trying to basically secure his support lines because he's got a good position. So he's bringing in 2 AA here. He now has 4 76.2 millimeter guns, essentially, between the Su-76s and the F-22s. So he's trying to build up those support weapons so then he can build up for another attack later. But Onord's here. He's got a little infantry push going on to try to get back on this hill. This Pack 43 has basically denied Gonzo the overwatch from the hill.
Yeah, he can't put any of these T-34s on the edge to kill these Panzergrunds as they approach, because they're just going to get popped by this 88, both of the 88s, Pack 43 and the Flak 41. Really, really big risk for those T-34s. Sniper has managed to spot the Panzergrunds in the heavy cover though, so they're going to come under fire, but all Onord really needs to do is hide them so that they continue to hold presence over that flag.
Yeah, and I think
Su-76 getting some shots in again onto the 88. He's really trying to get rid of these 88s.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to, I don't think, as long as... And Onord is keeping them moving. They move really slow, but they are moving. And as long as he keeps these alive, which I think he will, he can totally deny Gonzo his Air Force. And as we've seen in the last few games, Gonzo likes his big bombers. So if he can keep them out of the sky, it's going to really help keep these 88 millimeters alive. And that will basically deny his use of the IS-2s, which is his main tool for controlling these big swaths of territory.
Yeah, the first King Tiger arriving on the top side.
We do have these infantry have reached the hill, running into the Sapori rocks, which is not going to end well.
Yeah, that flamer past the SVTs and the PPSH at close range is going to force them off completely. The Pioneer, unfortunately, not going to be able to deal with that flamethrower fast enough. Did briefly get positioning over that flag, but it's not going to last too long. Back to 12 to 12.
Yeah, and he does. He actually
chilling.
He kind of needs to kill this sniper. He really needs to take out this eye here, because he's allowing, Gonzo to see everything very easily.
Oh, IS-2 bounces the first shot from the King Tiger on the top side as they fire at each other. Both bounce. That was kind of lucky for the IS-2 there.
Yeah, this IS-2 has 9 lives. It really is like getting lucky.
Yeah, lots of artillery now coming down onto this Pack 43. Gonzo's really wanted to get these T-34s to the edge here to start working on these Panzergrenadiers and Pioneers. But the Flak 41 does take out the eyes of Gonzo, killing that sniper.
And he did, unfortunately for Onord, he did lose one of his Pack 43s at that bridge there, finally getting taken down with some of that artillery. Gonzo has 3 37mm AA pieces there, so he's really kind of locked down the air there, and he's finally moving some infantry down south to maybe start to poke at this position.
See, as soon as those T-34s show themselves, that 88's just firing away. Yeah, a couple of guards arriving on the bottom side to prevent Onord from pushing any further. That Alpha really close to the T-34 there.
The 43 finally takes out the IS-2 up north along with the PTRS shot, which is a huge kill for it before it gets taken out. This IS-2 is stopped on the bridge. I'm not sure what it's looking at exactly, but it moved on again. That both T-34s on the hill are taken out by that Flak 88. That's some huge kills, actually.
Yeah, that's a big swing.
Yeah, because Gonzo does not have a lot of that medium armor. I'm pretty sure he only has 1 card of T-34s because that's all that's available. So basically, he's going to be down to IS-2s, which while they're big and fun, they aren't very flexible. They cannot fight in this tight forest area on top of the hill.
Yeah, so both T-34s going down, the IS-2, and this T-34 on the bottom side also took a shot from the Pack 43 when the Alcala revealed it. So yeah, a lot of moves made there by Onord, and Gonzo is probably hurting from that.
Yeah, we have our first Sherman on the field here, the Panzer M4 748A, some captured Shermans. He's got a couple in B.
Yep, they're going to be good fire support for the Panzergrens. It's a really nice combination, having the Panzergrens and plus the M4s. Shermans are just so good in this game.
Yeah, well, especially at supporting infantry. I would say they're one of the best, if not the best, support tank in the game by a pretty good margin. Yeah. We do see
coming in for a bombing strike on the bottom side, trying to clean up some of these guards so that he can continue to make ground down here. And just trying to hunt that T-34.
Oh, stop it! He's flying his 190 right over this massive wall of 37. It's gonna die.
Gonna be gone.
Oh yeah. Yep. We do see Onord's first piece of artillery here with the SDKFZ 135 150mm. This is one of the weird weapons that you don't see in any other division.
Yeah, it's a big old gun though. It's a lot of damage, and he's probably going to be trying to use it to counter battery by the looks of things onto this group of artillery that Gonzo has now made.
Yeah, one good hit. If he lands on that supply truck, he will kill at least one of those artillery pieces.
Yeah, the F-22s are especially vulnerable.
Oh, the
IS-76s maybe not so much.
The IS-2 just took a hit from the Pack 43. Let's see if he can land a second one here. Oh, and it bounces.
Bounce. 230 mils penetration onto 160 mils of armor. That's like,
yeah, that's crap.
That is unlucky from Onord.
Yeah, that's crap. I would be seething right now, and especially now he got this PE in to kill. Oh, well, I would be very unhappy.
The IL-2's hanging around for a while though. Gepard might get a cheeky kill here if the Focke-Wulf might finish it off.
It should. Yep, there we go.
It's got it. That was unnecessary, I think, there from Gonzo. Forgot to evac it earlier. And the Focke-Wulf might even catch the P3 as well. Or just gets out in time. If that was like a second longer, that Focke-Wulf would have taken it out with those 420 mils.
Yeah, that would have. Yeah, those Vulcan-Wulf 190 A8s are really good. Medium resilience, tons of armament. We do see one of the he did land a great hit on one of those artillery pieces and has severely damaged another, so he's already doing good work counter-battering here.
Yeah. that did a lot of damage. He also had corrected shot, I believe. Actually, no, never mind. In the replay viewer, it shows radios on both sides when you click on artillery units, so it's a bit confusing.
Oh, and he takes out the TU-2F. It's not a big kill, but it is like finally cutting off his eyes.
The fighter, though.
Yep, he's going to pay with it his life for that one.
Yeah, goodbye. Those 37s.
Huge push down south. Like we are in Phase C. It's important to note so that both players now have access to their full point value here, especially Gonzo with that 175 points a tick. So that's going to be very dangerous. The Gepard goes down to the IS-2.
88s. This is not so much of a sure thing with the 88s engaging an IS-2 with the 160 mils of armor. It's got to be a little bit careful.
Yeah,
at maximum range 2000, it's still pretty low chance.
Yeah, but they're no longer at full max range at this point. Well, the one that's falling back was not. The other one kind of is, yeah. Oh, down, dead.
Yeah, that's one of the 88s dead.
Another
the
40.
Going down there's nice.
Another
it
pack
opens up this bottom side to bombing strikes.
Yep. Another pack 43 coming in though. That will definitely clean that IS-2 up if he's not careful.
Yeah, that's going to be another nasty thing for Gonzo to deal with. The PE3 not even getting close. He brought in 2 of them, but he didn't bring them in at the same time. He brought them in slightly one after the other, and that means that they're both going to get forced to fall back, which is not ideal. T-34E is so far forwards, that's surely going to go down. Oh, but the Pack 43 is close enough to engage the IS-2, so this is bad news for Gonzo right now. Can he get out of range in time?
He does. Wow.
Shot missing. Oh, it's unfortunate.
And this Flak 41 has missed 3 shots in a row on this T-34. They are not that far. That is really unlucky.
Yeah, I feel like
Onord
has been quite unlucky with his long-range AT so far onto some of these IS-2s. So Gonzo managing to just about hold on to that one for the time being.
It is important to note that Onord does have a 1311 right now, and he is slowly ticking Gonzo down. Remember, on these longer, kind of C-phase map games, it's generally just a 1 tick difference. You're not usually double ticking when you're playing balanced, unbalanced, or juggernaut kind of thing. It's usually a slow bleed, and Onord's got the slow bleed going.
Yeah, even makes it 14-10 briefly. Artillery coming in hot though on that Pack 43, and the Flak 41's falling back, so the IL-2 is coming in for the bombing strike, but another 88 makes interference behind it, and a Gepard. There's like so many of these 88s hanging about.
Well, I think he knows, honestly, these Pack 43s are crucial for him. He needs to be able to take out these IS-2s out of the 84. Oh, and the IL-2 goes down. That's a huge kill, actually.
Yeah, nice.
He needs to be able to deny Gonzo's use of these IS-2, because otherwise they will overwhelm him as the game goes on.
Yeah, assuming that he doesn't get some King Tigers into position down here. The King Tigers will slice an IS-2.
Oh, he's got his.
If it only has 160 millimeters of frontal armor.
He does have a Königstiger coming in right now into the south. His first one down south.
He's also got the Panzerhaubitze there as well, the 105mm support gun that's going to be coming up and helping out with a bit of this infantry.
Gonzo definitely needs a little bit of AA down south because Onord is just taking advantage. Oh, we have 2 Katyushias on the field here, about to take out that Flak 88, 41. I always say 88, it's 41, sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, it technically is an 88mm, but he doesn't kill it.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
I hate the RNG on those Katyushas sometimes. That has happened to me way too many times.
Yeah, and
when you put 2 Katyushas on it at range, and then you just needed 1 more rocket to land close enough to get that 1 damage in. It just doesn't land. It's so annoying.
Yeah, that is frustrating because 2 of them should easily take them out. Honestly, Nebelwerfers, the 150mm ones, are more reliable than these for killing, and they have, what, 1/4 of the rockets?
Yeah, it's kind of rough because that means that the 88's probably just going to sit back now out of direct line of sight of these IS-2s and whatever else and just act as full-scale AA, and that's just going to be irritating to deal with knowing that he could have killed that. 2 more Katyushas actually on the way. Gonzo's going to try again.
Yeah, he's really I'm not even going to say doubling down. He's quadrupling down on his artillery here. Yeah, it's a lot of arty. Don't let anyone tell you arty's not a thing in 1v1.
IS-2 trying to deal currently with the Panzer IV and the M4 on the ridge here. But there's a sneaky Panzerschreck in between them. You've got to be a little bit careful.
Königstiger has reached the southern, takes the first shot at that IS-2, and immediately takes it out.
Yeah. That's what you got to be worried about, these King Tigers. They will really do a number on an IS-2 1943 compared to a 1944. The 1944s have potential to bounce at range, but 1942, or 1943, sorry, just do not with 160mm of frontal armor.
We have an IS-2 on the hill here coming around to delete this Sherman, but the Panzerschreck is sneaking ever closer.
Oh no. IS-2 missed because it's on the move. And then
dies! Oh! What a kill!
That is beautiful from Onord. That's absolutely beautiful. Managing to sneak forwards that Panzerstrike there, that's going to put
Wow.
Gonzo in a real predicament on that hill.
Yeah,
He's
no.
got forced sneaky on the way though, so we'll try and lock it down again.
Yeah, no, Nord has gotten, I mean, I'm very impressed. He's gotten back on this hill. He's really done a lot of damage. It is possible that Gonzo has invested too much into his back lines because his front lines are disintegrating very quickly.
Yeah, the Lorraine at the back, the 150 mil,
Has done a lot of work.
It's putting pressure on the F-22 again. It almost hit it, didn't quite get there. Panzerhaubitze on the bottom side, going to be helping take out the Zeppelin with the Gepard there. 231s now on the way though. They're going to be really, really good. Without the IS-2 there, these 231s are completely clear to move forwards and kill all of this infantry and take back the flags on the bottom.
Yeah, Gonzo is another IS-2 coming forward. And we have to realize, too, there is a limit to these IS-2s. I mean, I'm sure he has a C card, which gives him like 6 of them. But he's lost, what, 4 now? Maybe 5 even? I'm not even sure. He will run out eventually.
Yeah, and he's left with IS-2 1943s as well, which is bad.
Yeah.
You know, he had some 1944s, but I think he brought them in A, right? So he's now relying on these 1943s, and King Tiger's just completely outclassed 1943s again due to that armor difference. Katyusha really trying to get on target here. You can see once again with these rockets, Gonzo's using that return fire trick.
Yep.
Where you hold fire with your rockets and then you wait for your opponent to move into where they're about to fire, and then you unleash the rockets so that you don't have to wait that aim time every time. Onord might lose his Panzer IV to all of these PTRDs. It's completely surrounded right now.
Yeah, I mean,
shots from the guards.
Panzer IVs, that they are made of paper. They really are.
You see that one just getting side shots in constantly. It is certainly taking damage over time.
And there it goes. Yeah. One thing too, we have an off map coming in. This 172.5 millimeter off map that should help clear this hill off a little bit. If he gets lucky, he'll kill one of these AA pieces, which would be huge, and kill that leader would also be massive.
I think the biggest thing here is if he waits for the off map to come down and then charges up the hill with the panzer guns, gets a bunch of surrenders, that could be really, really big.
He's going to be a little early.
Just on the bottom side, but kind of whiffed on the King Tiger. That's unfortunate because that's quite a big investment in supply.
Yeah, every miss of those is a big deal. This IL-237 coming in to try to take out, I would assume, the King Tiger, but gets fallen back because of the burst from the Vulcan first. Another one is out too, but that's also fallen back.
Yeah, engine overheat, gonna make that go around in circles for a little while. Although one of the 37s actually got killed there.
Yeah, and A8 just went down as well, so that's bad though. He needs those fighters badly.
Yeah, so
here comes
honestly,
Katyusha.
losing quite a lot there. Katyushas are going to finish off the 88. I love the way how many rockets he put into a 1 health 88. That was pretty incredible. I think he fired at it because he could see where it was from when it fired, not necessarily had direct line of sight. So
yeah,
that was the one he fired at earlier.
And Onord making a machine gun push here with his 3 MG42s. The IS-2 is coming in range, and the Königstiger has smelled blood in the water. It's coming after it.
Yeah, the MG42 might take out the 37. 37's trying to run out. Meanwhile, on the hill, the off-map did do a good job. Panzerguns just finished off one of the 37s there, so that's nice. And now the Pioneer's going to be in heavy cover while the Strafs are in light cover. And with the M4 to support them, that's going to be really, really nasty for Gonzo.
Yeah, and
There's
lost
no
his
armor on the side of Gonzo at all.
Yeah, he did lose his leader, which is a big deal. It really is.
So this is a situation where you were saying earlier about the medium armor being really useful to help like brawl in this sort of close ranging environment.
Yep.
Because the IS-2 we saw just got killed because it was really struggling to get on top of the other 2 medium tanks, and then ended up getting sniped by the Panzerschreck and just left these Strafniki completely vulnerable. And as the off map comes down here, these infantry could make a lot of ground. Yeah,
the Königstiger is caught up to the IS-2. It's trying to run away. He has so many Katyusha. If you look on this hill, this massive blob of artillery. Oh, if Onord can get lucky one time and find that without him moving it, oh, it's going to be devastating.
He's got to be careful firing these Su-76s from that position, because it might allow Onord to start firing at it with the 150, and that could be really, really bad. P3. Probably going to be okay, I reckon. Actually, maybe never
Nah.
mind. It's going straight over to 2-star
Yeah,
Gepards.
yeah. And then this 190 may catch up to it, may not. Depends on the speed.
Right on its tail.
It's not going to catch
No,
up.
he's going to pull away. I think Onord was maybe a little bit worried about enemy AA himself, but
Yeah.
he's got it all now, so he doesn't have to worry anymore.
Yeah, he definitely overextended these MG42s. They're outside of his AA cover, so it's very easy for those P2s to pick them off after that point. He's using his artillery, his 150 mil, to kind of support his attack up top. We have the second 172 mil coming down off map, and that's pinning down all the remaining troops. If he gets lucky, maybe he'll take out that 37 mil. That'd be pretty huge. But I mean, Gonzo's now very definitively on the back foot with a 15-9, with Onord getting a double tick here.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time as well until Onord starts probing the top side of that town, which is very lightly defended by Gonzo. There's only the guards and the leader there in the way of the Panzergran. 2 more Panzer IVs now going to be joining the infantry up on the hill, which is going to make things difficult for that IS-2 1943. At close range, Panzer IVs can penetrate 1943 variants.
Yeah, and it looks like it already did take a little bit of damage, at least from that artillery. So it's already on the back foot there, too. We have 2 P3s coming in, and not a lot of AA, not enough to stop them, for sure.
Yeah, there's not really much AA to stop the initial bombing strikes. Both of those infantry squads are going to go down there. That's actually quite a significant loss for Onord, because he needs to have infantry to support these tanks and vice versa. So yeah, that's going to slow him down for the time being. There is 2 more Panzergrans on the way. P3s look like they're going to get out safe and sound, so that's all right.
Now, if this Sherman gets to take out this 37 mil, I mean, honestly, chipping away at this AA over and over again is going to make a difference eventually. Like, he's going to run out of AA and going to be at the mercy of Onord's Air Force.
Look at this bottom side, the 231 running riot around the IS-2 1943.
Oh my god.
That's so silly.
Oh, it died!
Getting the kill there. The IL-2 37 did come in, but because the 231 was too close to the S-spawn, it had to do a complete loop before it killed it. So that was unfortunate for Gonzo, because what that 231 was doing was it was stopping the King Tiger from moving back, or stopping the IS-2, sorry, from moving backwards. So he put the 231 purposefully behind the IS-2, so it fell back towards the King Tiger. It was really smart. Really good play with that recon unit.
Yeah, and it really shows you like how well these players know this game. Like, you know, your average player isn't going to know to do that or ever think to do that. But these guys know, like, oh, that's going to fall back this direction. If I want to stop that, I need to throw a unit behind it, force it to fall back into my own tank. It's really high-level play.
Yeah, IS-2 managed to take out one of the Panzer IVs up on the hill. And these 2 Panzer IVs now, one of them transmission damage there by the PTR. Shot. Oh, IS-2 almost got another shot off into these Panzer IVs. Panzer IVs are going to have to back off for the time being. Panzergrens are doing a decent job against the guards for now.
Yeah, he's got another. Onord's starting to thicken up his artillery a little bit. He's got another 122 mil now to try to, and then a second off map coming in here. That 172. That will probably put a stop to any push that Gonzo has going on this hill.
Yeah, so for Onord right now, this off-map is really just about delaying Gonzo's pushback and Gonzo's ability to build up his Juggernaut income. But these Katyushas, they're firing away again on this bottom side. Are they going to find any kills? We'll have to find out. 2 of them are completely missing. The third is not going to kill that Gepard. Oh.
Spoke a little. Yeah.
Got very close. But both of the Panzer IVs on the hill did get taken out by the S2 in the meantime, and these Panzergrens are now unsupported.
Yeah, it's not going to be too bad, though. It's going to take quite a while for Gonzo to shift all these troops forward to really capitalize fully. Now, the problem is we have a Königstiger coming in up north again, but there's no infantry. I'm starting to get a little concerned that Onord has run out of infantry, because we have seen very little. And down south, Gonzo is making a push down on that flag to capture that, although this P3 is going to go down.
Yeah, the P3, unfortunately, not able to get his bombs off onto the MG42, so all of these guards are most likely just going to get caught out in the open by this MG42. They're going to get bombed. The Gepard can just actually drive in there freely and shoot them. So,
and it will do quite well.
Gets here quickly, it's going to be a bit of a bloodbath for those guards out in the open.
Yeah, it was a good play, because if he got into this forest, he would have been quite safe, actually, from basically anything. But unfortunately, the failed airstrike really left him vulnerable.
Yeah, now the fuck off just...
The Katusha...
those over and over and over again. Yeah, Katusha
missing.
again missing.
Yeah, totally missing.
This is a lot of supply. You see the amount of supply trucks he has there. He's just driving around with these Katyushas, and they're now all empty.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and once they run out, they're useless. And honestly, they haven't done that much. Yeah, they killed, I think, an 88 or two, but that's about it.
Yeah, that is about it. It's really, really bad for Gonzo. And the thing is, Katyushas can do well. But
yeah.
I think to a certain extent, he has them too far away from the things he wants to kill. Like, the closer you are, the better it is, because the dispersion is a lot less, and the rockets become more concentrated, and that's when you find kills onto things like King Tigers and things that are armored. If you're attacking those units from further away, the Katyushas, they're pretty much useless, because the dispersion's too big.
Yeah, our off map is going to come down on top of this hill, but a lot of the infantry are going to get out before it really lands, unfortunately. For Onord there, his 105 mil support gun really doing a lot of damage to these infantry, and if he's not careful, Gonzo might get counter pushed here, although he does have an IS-2 and there's nothing down there to stop that.
Yeah, the IS-2 will probably help deal with the 259s, but the 259s can dance around the line of sight a little bit to get some damage onto the guards on the bottom side. Yeah, the 105 is the big thing here. 2,000 meter range, easily able to chunk these guards from a distance whilst staying out of range of the IS-2. But off-map does come down on the top side. I think the biggest thing about this off-map right now is that it's pinned a lot of those units.
Yeah.
And also, the other thing is the numbers are starting to get whittled down quite significantly.
Yeah,
what that's going to mean is the Panzerguns can just mow them all down and clean them up, and then he just takes those ground again.
Yeah, he's lost most of his Strafniki, which were like the bread and butter of his defense up there. He's down to the Gavardia DPs, which, I mean, are fine infantry, but they're definitely not Strafniki level of defense. He's driving this IS-2 up. It's going to be a Königstiger versus an IS-2 once we run into each other. Oh, this could be dangerous for everybody involved.
The King Tiger actually needs to be a lot less worried than the IS-2. Actually, I don't know.
At this range,
IS-2 can probably just one-shot the King Tiger.
Yeah, at this range, that's actually really bad. Yeah, the Königstiger would go down in one shot, and it missed its first shot on the IS-2. I would run away if I were him.
Oh, look at this guard on the top side of that hill. It just took so much shots from the Flak 43, the Flak 41. You know, this 122 artillery piece.
Oh, it died.
Quickly, but the off-map
kills the IS-2.
Map killed the IS-2. Oh, that is unfortunate.
And I will say this 172 millimeter off map is really effective. It's very potent.
Well, Katyusha's firing away again. That is a lot of rockets for a Gepard.
Yeah, I mean, it actually killed it. Congratulations.
Like,
that's
really?
a lot. Yeah, that's overkill.
That's, yeah, slightly overkill for that. I think I would have liked to see, if you're going to put that many rockets down, it's got to be targeted at either like the 88 or the King Tiger, right? But TE2F going down there, that's quite nice. Taking away the recon capability for Gonzo.
The
Onord.
Yep, Tiger's rotating south to take care of this IS-2, and it should be able to do it quite easily. Actually, the IS-2 might not even be able to see that Tiger at that range. It's gotten
blind right now.
Yeah, it's got no eyeballs to help at all. So the Königstiger should get the first shot, and somehow he knows it's there? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think the IS-2 can see the King Tiger, but can't see these Panzergrunds. Or the 259. Otherwise, he'd be firing at it.
Now, he is making a push in the center, though, to recapture this little complex. It is 15-9, though, and Gonzo's ticking down very fast.
Yeah, loads and loads of guards being brought in on this bottom side for Gonzo. He's going all in with this airstrike as well. 2 IL-237s and the PE-3s. Looks like they lost eyes on what they were going to be targeting, potentially, or what they were going to be targeting. I don't know what happened there, if Gonzo maybe pulled them off on purpose, but it seemed like a coordinated airstrike, and then they just all suddenly stopped, so probably something died. Yeah,
I'm shocked with how much air power Gonzo still has. I mean, we've seen a lot of things go down, and yet it just keeps coming.
Yeah, that Rock Wolf almost got on the back of one of those PE-3s quite quickly. That would have been pretty rough. Guards coming up to the Gepard. They got to be careful. That Gepard might just kill them. The IL-2 not even getting close to any of this armor just yet. The second one might be able to sneak through. It really depends on this 88. Nope, no chance.
Well, and the thing is, this IL-237 has no chance of penetrating this Königsdagger, and it goes down for its efforts. It doesn't actually have a very high penetration.
Yeah, and the Focke-Wulf almost got both there. The P3 as well.
The
it can obviously get the side shots in there, and it can do damage. But yeah, Gonzo's going to surrender this one. It looks like he's just run out of steam completely, especially on that top side hill. It's completely fallen apart. So after 41 minutes and 3 seconds, Onord's going to take the fourth game, which brings us back to 2-2.
Well, that is exciting. That is quite the turnaround. Credit to Onord for, shaking off his 2 early defeats and swinging the momentum back in his favor. It's really quite impressive.
Yeah, for sure. So Onord with the 3,795 kills, 3,040 losses is actually quite a significant scoreline, considering that Gonzo's playing Juggernaut in this situation. It didn't ever feel like Gonzo had an advantage with his Juggernaut.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you think about it, it is only a 20-point difference, and at that point, it's the difference. I think the difference between 55 points versus 175 points is a lot less different than, in B phase with Maverick versus Balance at the 170 versus 135. I think the difference is less significant at that point.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, like when you get into phase C with a balanced Maverick, then it's like 155 against that's a huge difference.
Yeah, there's no difference. But when you're bringing in 155 points of stuff, the fact that the opponent is bringing in 175 points of stuff is not that backbreaking. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're both bringing in a crap ton of stuff, so it's not like that huge of a difference, in my opinion. I really don't think so. And I think Juggernaut might have hurt Gonzo there. Like, he fell on the back foot and never really got... Like, he wasn't able to secure the territory he captured early because he didn't have any points. Like, he was at 115 points.
If we're in a situation where that was balance versus balance, or even like Maverick versus balance, I think Gonzo securing that top hill early on would have been much more significant, right? Because he would have been able to leverage that to really dominate a lot of the flags in that area and really punish like Onord's. I don't want to say overinvestment into like slow AT weapons, but that could have been punished really hard.
Yeah,
like with a Maverick deck where you can bring in like more SU-76s or whatever, you can kill those very quickly and then have the backup to just roll over everything super fast.
Yeah, I think, and like Gonzo called in early artillery and stuff to take care of that AT and the AA, but the problem was then he wasn't calling things in on the front line, and we saw what the result of that was that Onord was able to get back onto the hill. He was able to get back into positions that he was pretty completely pushed out of, and that just really, Gonzo never got back. He never recovered that in phase C, because I don't feel like the 20 points is making that huge of a difference at that point. Because, again, the balanced player still has 155 points worth of stuff. It's not like they're not getting a lot of stuff.
We can see in the kills just how far ahead Gonzo was early with these T-34Es tradings very well against the Panzer IV, Panzer 35, taking out all the 222s. Because he had like the 3 2-star T-34Es on that hill. It really did a great amount of work. And then the IS-2 that somehow managed to miraculously survive for a very long time. But then after that, he gets no kills. Like, it just all disappears. Like, his AA gets kills because there was 3 37s on the hill, but other than that, there wasn't really too much doing work except for maybe these IS-2s getting kills here and there. But it just falls off completely. And considering he had 4 Katyushas, he got an 88 kill and a Gepard. That's all he got.
Yeah,
Katyushas. And that's not just the Katyushas, that's also the supply cost as well.
Well, yeah, so it's 320 points for 4 Katyushas, and then 40 points of supply truck, and he called in like 4 of those. So like that's 500 points of investment for nothing. For legitimately nothing.
It was like 180 points killed, which is really not good at all.
No,
in terms of like Onord, like he did fantastically with his Pack 43s.
Oh my goodness, his Flak 41s did excellent too. Like he made such great use of his heavy support weapons in a general sense. They just controlled the field. And it was such a great call. And, we both sat there at the beginning like, Flak 88 and a Pack 43 at the beginning. That's a little odd, but man, did it. I mean, it couldn't have paid off any better than it did.
Yeah, and he did it in the bottom side, and then he brought in another Pack 43 on the top side with an 88, and he just kept doing that, pairing everyone on the map, and it just made it so that any armor that moved into range died, and there wasn't anything that the P2s could really do about it because they would get fallen back before they got close enough. So yeah, it was really, really nice.
Yeah, and that's kind of the issue. That's another issue with the 84th is you don't have any heavy artillery, which I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of heavy artillery in 1v1, but the thing is when you have it, it can be really, really effective at taking out that kind of heavier support stuff. That light artillery doesn't really do the job. It really doesn't.
Juggernaut situation, having heavy artillery would be quite useful. The King Tiger did manage to take out 2 IS-2s on the bottom side, the IS-2 Comrati and the IS-2 1943, well, they're both 1943s. And that Panzerschreck kill onto the IS-2 on the top, that was so sneaky. Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah, so
I think there's some really stand-up plays here from Onord to get back into this, and it's what he needed to do for the 2-2.
Yeah, so great game to both players. It was a fun one to watch.
Yeah, anything else you want to say?
No, good game to both.
All right, well, we'll leave it there. It's been a long one. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Join us in the next game where we'll be seeing who wins the grand final, because it's come down to the last game. Awesome stuff. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Have a fantastic day.
Goodbye.